What is a sign that you're unattractive? The only people commenting on your looks are an entire generation older than you. Edit. Generation as in your grandparents. Stop, this one hurt. When you are nice from inside. Talk with your parents/friends. When the popular kids would prank their friends by getting you to ask their friend out. I was asked out by one of the popular girls in high school once. I thought she was messing with me, so I said no. Turns out she genuinely wanted to date me. Low self-esteem sucks. You get the sympathy smile. This one hurts. What's interesting about the sympathy smileys? That it looks like a normal smile, except you can feel the sympathy part. When people talk to you in order to get to know your friend. Man, I felt that punch in the gut. Used to happen to me all the time. The only people who smile at you are people who work in retail. Hard jokes on you. I had a red district girl smile at me. When you post a picture to social media and all the comments are about how brave you are. I love your courage. You're 13 and at a sleepover and a fellow 13-year-old you've known for 20 minutes looks you straight in the eye and, unprompted, says, "You're really ugly." I'm less ugly now, but it was true at the time. You're a bitch, Jordan. If you tell a self-deprecating joke, everyone will look uncomfortable or get quiet. This hits home way too hard. Several people send you the same poem about being beautiful back quote on the inside. Yeah, that happened. Damn. When I worked at a homeware store I greeted a guy and we started conversation, can't remember how, but it ended with him gesturing to my face and saying beauty isn't on the outside, it's on the inside. I'm sure he meant well, but God, did that cause a spiral of self-consciousness. I was only 15. Years ago I used to work in a car lot. Had some guy come in and tell me how I look just like one of his relatives, except she is pretty. Guy was a total dick. Small kid saying you are ugly. Yes, or ask about a certain aspect of your appearance. You never, or rarely, catch people looking at you. And if they do, it's to look at how ugly you are. When people's eyes just consistently glaze over you. When you go clothes shopping with a friend and the shop clerks greet your friend when you enter the store, but not you. I had really bad acne in high school. It sucked at the time, but now I can laugh at the fact I used to look like a lumpy tomato. But babies would always cry, and I recall a lot of dogs barking at me. I had facial acne, and then horrible back acne, which meant that I couldn't take my shirt off as a teenager. The anxiety and horror of dealing with this was unbearable. I could write a book about it. When people don't laugh, when you joke about how unattractive you are, and then you purposely laugh at your own joke to signal to people that it is a joke and they should laugh because you now feel very uncomfortable, but they'd rather you feel uncomfortable than risk seriously hurting your feelings by laughing. When your friends say they want to set you up with someone and they'll run it by the other person then get back to you, then you never hear about it ever again. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm unattractive. I mean, I simply might not be their type. But also, it's happened a few times now, so I wouldn't read into that too much. Some people get flaky when it comes to being set up by friends, especially if they overthink it. What if we hit it off and then have a bad breakup and have a bunch of mutual friends and it's awkward to see each other, etc. I had a friend, A, that I wanted to set me up with one of her friends, B, but she just wouldn't do it. I later found out that A was in love with me, and that probably explained why she wasn't any help. When someone of the opposite gender hugs all your friends but high-fives you, don't be hurtful. You only match with bots on Tinder, and then those bots tell you that you're ugly. The one compliment you get is that you're nice, if you get compliments at all. Don't forget, funny. Mirrors. When you smile at someone and they pretend they didn't notice. My mom has done this to me all of my life. I never understood it. Fuck. When your friends describe you as someone with a big heart and a good sense of humor. I wish I can find a partner just like you. Not you, of course, someone like you. When your husband tells you you need to put on some makeup under your hair when you already have When your husband wants you to look at the great shape on her, has never even told you that you are pretty, and says he only married you because he thought I wouldn't have work and you would take care of me. You came here to see if anything anyone posted matches your real life experiences. Almost every one of them. Hey, at least we are in this together. /s. The government asks you to wear a mask in public and stay 6 feet away from everyone. Fuck, I might be ugly, guys. When you're at a party and you stand by the keg for 10 minutes while the dude in charge of filling cups ignores you in favor of all the hot girls who came over after you. At least you get invited to the parties. Is she funny or something? See the girl next to me? Neither do I. Just because she's dead doesn't mean she's invisible and single. They say your best traits are that you're funny or have a nice personality. You don't get any matches on any dating apps. Nobody ever looks at you. No compliments from anyone besides teachers and the like. No eye contact. People will fuck with you for shits and giggles. You're that friend in the friend group that's always forgotten about. People do that thing where they smile or chuckle at things you said that weren't funny. I'm probably forgetting some, but as an ugly dude, these are what I notice the most. I read one of the points as people will fuck you for shits and giggles and I really felt bad for Opus. Then I read the correct line and related. When the guy in the van is suddenly all out of candy. When you are the one with the candy. You're always the one who has to start a conversation. Conversations end when you try and participate. But much. To real. People social distancing to me before it was introduced. Clicking on this thread to see how many things you relate to. This scrolling has made me sad because I relate to all of them and tell myself I'm ugly. The only compliment you get is that you're funny. When it takes the bartender 15 minutes to notice you. Sometimes this is the opposite. The bartenders ignore the hot chicks at the bar. They will gladly serve the ugly guy desperately trying to hit on the ladies. They tip well. Your parents make you live in the shed out back and only feed you biscuits with mustard. Being asked out as a joke, yeah, that really destroyed my confidence and all feelings of self-worth as a 16-year-old girl. It's been 12 years, and I'm in my first relationship, and I still struggle to believe that a guy could actually like me. It's even worse when people say hi to you as a dare. When you ask people out, and they say ooh, I don't even like you as a friend. Should have ran when you heard them say ooh. When everyone in your friend group / family tells you you look good, but nobody ever flirted with you, or was interested in you. Or when your friends talk about how men and boys slide into their DMs on Insta, and it never happened to you. Or when that one friend in the group has dated / been interested in basically every one of your gender except you. Sucks / when you joke about someone liking you, and they act like it's the most repulsive thing in the world. I've been there. One time while going to the gym, a guy held open a door for these smaller prettier girls and then just stopped holding it for me. To be fair, it's kind of unspoken to let the first 2 to 3 people in and hand off door duty to the next person. Dang guys, I think I'm ugly. Not on your cake day. People don't acknowledge that you exist. Oh, and here I thought I acquired the power of invisibility. I have a good personality. If you're panicking while reading this thread, you're always the smart cousin, never the pretty cousin. When you accidentally catch a girl's eye and just give a little smile to not seem rude, and their face contorts in disgust, and then they quickly look away, and you can hear them exhale with punctuation. So you learn to take more showers and wear nicer clothes and shave your face, and get a haircut more often, and go to the gym twice a week. Then a year later, you've lost 40 pounds. And you are buying well-fitting clothes, and notice how easy it is to open a jar of jelly with just your hands. So then next time you are at the grocery store and catch a random girl's eye, you smile at a girl, and she hides her face and she goes, "Ouch." That is when you know you are unattractive. They had is in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. When they always mention how funny or smart you are. That's the truth. When you get bounced at the club, where regular people get in easily. I once got kicked out of a club for zero reason other than you don't belong here. That shit hit me for months. When you post a selfie saying you're ugly and everyone is nice instead of accusing you of fishing for compliments. Genius. People cringing when they look at you. People not looking at you. When a guy taps you on the shoulder, you turn around to say hi, and then you immediately see the regret on his face, and then he has the balls to admit he doesn't really want to talk to you anymore. #TRUESTORY. That's fucked up. You post on Reddit. Crap. When you show up in court due to a parking ticket and end up with a 5-year jail sentence. /r/oddly specific. When you go to get your picture taken at the DMV and they turn the flash off. My face breaks the camera, so the DMV uses a sketch artist. When you're only allowed to go outside after dark. Now as you can see, the bear is finally comfortable with leaving its cave. Realizing that, at 44 years old you can't remember anyone ever telling you you are pretty. That's an eye-opener, considering women tell each other they are pretty even when they are lying. Why did I read this thread? It's just making me sad and uncomfortable. When your friends and family say they have someone perfect for you, and every single time they show you pictures of equally unattractive people. That's what they think of you. Lack of matches on every online dating app you have installed. Delete the app. Wait 2 to 3 months. Get lonely and re-download. Do it all again. Okay guys, you can stop listing my characteristics now. When you're born and the midwife spanks your mother. You're cute, just not my type. If you hear that a bunch, I have bad news. Nap, I've said that to people who are pretty good looking but had dumpster fire personalities. When you take 20 selfies and can't find a single good one. When something bad happens, people don't bend over backwards to tell you it's okay. I once dated an extremely attractive girl who rear-ended a middle-aged gentleman in a nice car and he just laughed it off and told her not to worry about it. It turns out that was not the first time something like that had happened to her. I was baffled and apparently not attractive enough and or wrong gender to have ever experienced something like that in my life. The attractiveness bubble from 30 Rock. If you say something along the lines of, I'm ugly, in a social situation and everyone gets really awkward and uncomfortable instead of disagreeing, you're unattractive. Or people could just be awkward, that someone is either fishing for compliments or straight up putting themselves down in front of others expecting a response. Putting on a ton of makeup and still looking ugly